the one to usher in yet another form of storytelling through the series format. The WandaVision left one character hanging, but not for long, as rumor has it that a Vision Quest series is already in development at Marvel Studios, which will showcase White Vision's future after we last saw him in the finale, his contemplating, but also his next endeavors, which is why I am here to give you a first look into the rumored spin-off series. Enjoy! Going back to where it all started for Marvel Studios, talking about MCU's move to long-form storytelling in the form of all the Disney Plus series that we got from the studios. We got to see the WandaVision series that came along with story threads that have been used and will be used in the future of the MCU, which is also the case of why I am here today. Vision's story after the series, following the pattern of Wanda Maximoff, who got her continuation of the story in the form of the latest Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Monica Rambeau's newfound powers leading her straight to the upcoming The Marvels movie, and villain Agatha Harkness getting her own Disney Plus series, Coven of Chaos. But even after all these projects, there was still one character that we did not hear anything about regarding his future, and that was Paul Bettany's White Vision, who disappeared in the finale of the series. And I am saying that the character was left hanging because recent rumors suggest that Marvel will not leave any stone unturned, with us possibly getting a Vision Quest Disney Plus series, a spin-off series based solely on the WandaVision series. Nothing has been officially confirmed, but more and more sources are saying that it is a done deal. Thus, until a confirmation comes from the man himself, Kevin Feige, you should take all of the information I'm about to give you with a grain of salt, as it could turn out that all of the rumors were just that, rumors, something I personally think is very unlikely, not only because it is Marvel that I'm talking about here, but also because the entire project makes sense. I mean, who would want to see White Vision in his continuation of the story, right?
You must be destroyed. I know that.
The first news came through Hollywood insider Jeff Snyder, who revealed the rumors that I've been talking about right now, with the series at hand already having a working title, Vision Quest, which is a very important detail to know, because I for one know that the same title was once a Marvel Comics arc featuring the character, a storyline that saw the character get dismantled, having his brain white and his skin turned white. In another storyline from the comics, the West Coast Avengers, he also discovers details about his children and Wanda, and how they were nothing but figments of Wanda's imagination brought on by hysterical pregnancy. It sounds familiar, right? Well, it should be. That is, if you have watched the WandaVision series. Now yes, most of the story from the comics have been adapted into the series, but the spin-off series could serve as a sequel to the comic book storyline, with Vision somewhere out in the MCU, his memory restored, but without the power of the Infinity Stone, which he once had in his forehead. Whether the series will explore how Vision copes with his newly restored memories remains to be seen. This would also bring about the question of whether he remembers anything from his past, as well as his reunion with Wanda, following the events of the Doctor Strange sequel. Another big question that will need to be answered as soon as possible: will Paul Bettany reprise his role? Bettany's last comment regarding the character was that he is not aware as to when or if he is going to portray the role of Vision. But following the events of WandaVision, I would say that he is more than certainly going to hit that like button just like you should if you haven't done so already.
I am Vision.
But no, in all seriousness, he is probably hiding something, as there is still some unfinished business with the character. And seeing how much success both Vision and he had in the past, there should not be any doubters out there regarding Paul's return for the role. So, now that Vision is supposedly coming back to the MCU, according to some sources, in a relatively near future, I would like to shift my focus on his journey so far. And with that in mind, let's dive right in. Paul Bettany made his debut in the MCU way back in the first Iron Man movie, where he voiced Tony Stark's AI assistant Jarvis, and then went on to reprise the same role in Iron Man 2, The Avengers, Iron Man 3, and Avengers Age of Ultron. And it was during the second Avengers movie when we saw the superhero Vision, who was created when the core software of Jarvis was uploaded into the Vibranian body created by Ultron. In this form, Vision continued to make appearances in the Captain America Civil War movie and the Avengers Infinity War, where he met his demise at the hand of Thanos, who ripped the Mind Stone right from his forehead. Bettany came back to the role when the grief-stricken Wanda Maximoff created a fake Vision as part of her reality-morphing hex on the town of Westview, with the remains of the real Vision in the hands of S.W.O.R.D., which eventually created White Vision, using Wanda's powers to activate White Vision. Acting S.W.O.R.D. director Tyler Haywood was able to bring back the android to life, but without his past memories. In the closing minutes of the series, White Vision flew away to contemplate what he has learned after his resurrection, but not after ending up in a battle against, let's say, the Hex Vision, leaving his future uncertain, which will be an interesting thing to see, and why I am so hyped about the upcoming series. The MCU looks to not be finished with White Vision. I mean, how could they be? He flew right out of the ceiling, nowhere to be found. Something the upcoming series story could tell us moving forward, reflecting upon his actions after the events of WandaVision, but also where his place in the MCU will be moving forward, as well as what his future holds. And before I move forward with this video and reflect upon some of the things the comic book counterpart was part of, one of the more serious theories suggests that White Vision could be the one to smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. But no, in reality, my wishful thinking points towards him being the one to become the founder of the West Coast Avengers, a team that has been rumored of making an appearance in the MCU's Phase 5 or Phase 6. MCU's efforts to adapt one of the biggest storylines for the character in the comics could very well be a hint that we're going to see a lot more from the character, with the series possibly showing us the out-of-control period Vision had in the comics, a glitch that left him with a lack of control over his powers. When he regains his abilities, he starts to act a little bit strange, and he decides to take over all of the world's computers and technology as a whole. The series could very well bring the MCU one step closer toward Immortus, who was the one that was behind Vision's strange behavior, who did everything in his power to mess with Wanda after he discovered that she is a Nexus being, something he dedicated his life to, wanting to use her power and status for his own reasons. And seeing how the MCU is more and more involved in the multiverse, this is a good enough project for Immortus to appear. Yet another incarnation of the big baddie of the MCU, Kang the Conqueror. Vision's immediate future following his last outing looks bleak. However, there is hope, because over time, Vision regained his memories and his former identity, which is done through the construction of a newly synthesized body that resembles his former one, which results in a gradual re-emergence of his past self. Whatever the case may be, there is still a lot to be told regarding the character and the fact that he is an android. Much like his powers, the number of different versions of his future is nearly limitless. I almost forgot the news of a Wonder Man series being developed by the Disney Plus platform. And that's yet another indication that we could probably see Wonder Man make his debut in this series before starring in his own one, a character that has a lot of history with both Vision and Wanda. See you in the next video.